So I guess the latest and greatest update on Red Reaper is I've got all the plumbing done. Trans cooler's all plumbed, transmission lines, all the oil lines, all the fuel lines. Plumbing is complete, blow off valves, all that shit. So now, because I had everything mocked up in here and I cut all the computer wires, pulled them outside the car, pulled them in here to terminate them. Well, when we redid the down tubes for the vapor, my brother moved it up to here and fire suppression lines got put in the way. So basically I had to start moving boxes around. So I had to move the EGT box, the injector driver, had to move to the inside where I did have them out on the firewall, and had to shorten some or lengthen some plugs. So that kind of set me back a minute on the wiring, but I'm about back to the point where I was before everything got moved. So I still got a lot of wires to terminate, but new shifters in, boards getting stuff struck off of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quite a bit been taken off of it. I'm gonna terminate the wiring probably tomorrow, try to get, well, tonight, still gonna work on it tonight. Starting to get a little bit of a cold, and I don't think it's COVID before everybody starts that shit. If it is, you'll know when the variant gets me. But right now I'm just getting everything run and strung where it needs to be. Then I'll come in here and start terminating everything, plugging it into the Holley. Because I had to actually move the computer over. You wouldn't think moving it a ½ inch would change anything, but it changed everything. That's the thing with these cars and why you got to mock them up and get everything done, fabricated, and don't change it. But when I change things on it, like putting the double frame rail in it, because now I'm not going to run this car on the street, just at MPK. So it kind of changed up a bunch of stuff. Plus, I didn't like the way the down tubes were done. Like it better this way. But the whole idea behind this car is to keep it light. So, like, I've changed all the bolts out that bolt on the EGT box and the wiring stuff. It's all got plastic bolts in it now, which are kind of cool because, I mean, you just run them out there and snip them off and take a soldering iron and melt the end of them where they can't come loose. And you go to take them off, like, you just cut them off, put another bolt in it. So I'm actually making headway. It don't look like there's a bunch of headway, but there's actually more than what it looks like. I did decide that instead of testing it with the 565, I'm just going to go ahead and put the bigger motor in it. So, but I'm finishing all the wiring up to where that way come probably, my brother's got both the charge tubes for the 136 and for the 140 done, because we're actually going to test this car and start with a 136. If the car weighs what I think it's going to weigh, then I think we can be competitive with a 136 and not deal with the blues of the 140s are great blowers, but they have a tendency to touch off after a while. So, which I think I've got the cure for that. I may not have, but the last time with Reaper, I did everything that was causing the blowers to touch off and it didn't. So, what else we got going on? Seat belts there, wings down, bolted down. Like I said, once I terminate these wires, I've got all the sensors ran. Once I start terminating all the wires, get the wires terminated, put the dash back in it, and then start bolting all the interior panels, which are actually Zeus fasteners, so that won't take that long. New shifters in it. So, getting there, shifters wired. I just got to loom this part of it, and of course I like this loom that I buy on Amazon that is red and blue and black, and you slide it over it and stretch it. So any wires that I know aren't going to be permanently changed, that's why I'll put it in. The other, I'll put it in the split loom. That way, if we need to change the wire, we just change the wire. But like on this one, I put a pull wire in it, so I can pull the positive wire back out, which is here, because that's one of the plugs that I had to lengthen. So, moving forward, not moving forward at an aggressive rate, but at this point in time, still looks like we're on, other than losing a day and a half on the wiring, we're still pretty much on track for the whole MPK at Tulsa thing, I think. If not, always know I should have. So there's you guys another update. Tomorrow sometime I'll do a video of the car. We'll try to do the progression videos. Yo, BG, Mary Doc. So Brantley was supposed to clean the frame and hasn't cleaned the frame for me. So he don't get to work on the car until he cleans the frame like he said he was going to, right? Yeah, you're not shot. That shirt's getting a little short. You know I was wearing mine when you wore yours? Did you Twinkie me? Did you Twinkie me, Brantley? All right, go play. All right, that's the update for the day. I'm gonna go home, get me a few hours sleep, and come back down here and do this shit again tomorrow or, well, early in the morning tonight, whatever. So, I'm out.